Ever wondered how to make the traditional Moroccan almond mhencha at home? Welcome to a culinary journey where we'll explore this delightful dessert that hails from Morocco. Almond mhencha is a sweet, spiral-shaped pastry filled with almond and infused with the aromatic flavors of orange blossom and cinnamon. It's a staple in Moroccan cuisine and a favorite during festive occasions. Now imagine bringing this exotic flavor right into your kitchen. Stay tuned to learn how to create this delicious Moroccan dessert from the comfort of your home. First, gather all the ingredients needed for this sweet treat. The heart of the almond mhencha is, of course, the almond paste. Now, this isn't your standard almond butter you might spread on toast. No, this is a rich, sweet paste made from blanched almonds that have been finely ground and combined with sugar. You'll need about 2 cups of almond paste for this recipe. Next on our list is phyllo dough. This thin, flaky pastry is what gives our mhencha its signature twisty, layered appearance. Phyllo dough can be a bit tricky to work with because it dries out quickly, but don't worry. We'll go through the process step by step so you can handle it like a pro. You'll need about 20 sheets for this recipe. Sugar is up next. We're using 2 types here: granulated sugar for the almond paste and powdered sugar for dusting the final product. You'll need about half a cup of each. Butter is our next ingredient. It's used to brush the phyllo dough and give it that golden, crispy texture when baked. You'll need about 1 cup of melted butter. Make sure it's unsalted, as this is a sweet dish and we don't want any savory notes intruding. Last but not least, we have orange blossom water. This is a common ingredient in Moroccan desserts, and it gives our mhencha a lovely floral undertone that pairs beautifully with the sweet almond paste. It's quite potent, so you'll only need about 2 tablespoons. And there you have it. The 5 key ingredients for making almond mhencha: almond paste, phyllo dough, sugar, butter, and orange blossom water. Of course, you'll also need some basic kitchen tools like a baking sheet, a pastry brush, and a sharp knife. But we'll get into that in the next section. Now that you have all your ingredients, let's move on to the preparation process. Start by preparing the almond filling for your mhencha. To craft this key component, you'll need to begin with whole almonds. You'll want to grind these down into a fine texture. A high-speed blender or food processor will do the job nicely. Just be sure to pulse the machine on and off to prevent the almonds from turning into a paste. The goal is to achieve a consistency similar to breadcrumbs. Once your almonds are suitably ground, it's time to sweeten things up. Sugar is our sweetener of choice here, adding just the right touch of sweetness to balance the nutty flavor of the almonds. Gradually mix in the sugar, stirring until it's fully incorporated into the almond mixture. Now, here comes an ingredient that adds a unique and aromatic twist: orange blossom water. This blossom water imparts a subtle citrusy note that beautifully complements the almonds and sugar. It's a signature element in many Moroccan desserts, and it's what gives our almond filling its distinctive flavor profile. Pour in the orange blossom water while stirring the mixture continuously. This ensures the liquid is evenly distributed throughout the filling. As you stir, you'll notice the mixture starts to come together. This is exactly what we want. The filling should have a slightly damp texture, making it easy to spread later on when we start assembling our mhencha. And there you have it. A simple, yet flavorful almond filling prepared from scratch. This filling is not only delicious, but also incredibly versatile. It can be used in various Moroccan pastries, not just in our mhencha. Remember, the key to a great filling lies in the quality of your ingredients, so always opt for fresh almonds and high-quality orange blossom water. With your filling ready, you are one step closer to your homemade almond mhencha. Now comes the fun part: assembling your mhencha. So you've got your phyllo dough laid out on your work surface and your almond filling at the ready, right? Let's get started. With a gentle hand, spread the almond filling evenly over the entire surface of the phyllo dough. Be generous with it, but also be careful not to tear the delicate dough. Take your time here. It's worth doing this right. Once the filling is spread, it's time to roll. Begin at one edge and start rolling the phyllo dough tightly, but carefully. You're aiming for a long, snake-like shape. This is the spine of your mhencha. Remember, the tighter the roll, the more layers you'll have in your final pastry. But don't worry if it's not perfect. The charm of homemade mhencha is in its rustic, handmade look. After you've rolled the filled dough, it's time to shape it. This is where the mhencha gets its distinctive look. Starting at one end, Begin coiling the dough into a round shape like a snail shell or a spiral. Keep the coil tight and even as you go, tucking the end underneath to secure it. If your mhencha is a little larger, you might need an extra pair of hands for this step. Once you've got your spiral shape, give it a gentle press to secure everything together. Be careful not to press too hard though. You don't want to crush those beautiful layers you've just created. And there you have it. Your mhencha is assembled and ready for the oven. Before you pop it in though, give it a good brush with some melted butter. This will help it turn a beautiful golden brown as it bakes and add a delicious richness to your pastry. With your mhencha assembled, it's time to bake. Heat your oven and get ready to bake your delicious creation. This is the moment where all your hard work comes together to form the exquisite Moroccan Almond Mhencha. Start by preheating your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. It's a crucial step that ensures your mhencha bakes evenly and achieves that coveted golden brown hue. While the oven is warming up, let's talk about baking time. Patience is key here. You'll want to bake your mhencha for about 30 to 35 minutes. However, remember that each oven is unique, and baking times may vary slightly. Keep an eye on the clock, but also trust your senses. As the baking time progresses, your kitchen will be filled with an irresistible aroma, a mixture of sweet almonds and buttery pastry. It's a pleasant hint that your mhencha is nearing completion. When it comes to knowing if your mhencha is done, look for a beautiful golden color on top and a firm texture. It should have a slight give when lightly touched, indicating that the inside is fully cooked while maintaining its moistness. Once the baking time is over, remove your mhencha from the oven and let it cool for about 10 minutes. This cooling period allows the flavors to settle and makes cutting the mhencha easier. Once baked to golden perfection, your almond mhencha is ready for the final touch. The journey to savoring this Moroccan delicacy is almost complete, and I assure you the taste will be worth every minute spent. For the grand finale, add the final touches to your almond mhencha. We're on the home stretch now, and in just a few moments, you'll be able to sit back and admire your culinary masterpiece. So let's start with the dusting. You'll want to reach for your powdered sugar. That's going to give your mhencha a beautiful snowy finish. But remember, less is more. We're aiming for a light dusting, not a blizzard. Use a fine sieve to evenly sprinkle the sugar over the top of your mhencha. It's a simple step, but one that can make a world of difference to the finished appearance, adding a touch of elegance and sweetness. Next, it's time to decorate with crushed almonds. These will add a crunchy texture to contrast with the soft, flaky pastry and sweet almond filling. Scatter them generously over the top, following the spiraled pattern of your mhencha. The almonds not only enhance the flavor profile, but also give an appealing rustic look. Now let's talk presentation. The beauty of almond mhencha is in its form, a spiral of deliciousness. So when it comes to serving, you'll want to maintain that shape. Use a sharp knife to cut wedge-shaped portions, much like you would a cake. This way, each slice keeps the beautiful spiral intact, showcasing the layers of pastry and almond filling. And there you have it. Your mhencha is now ready to be served. Pair it with a cup of mint tea, which complements the sweet and nutty flavors of the mhencha beautifully. It's a traditional Moroccan pairing that's sure to transport you straight to the bustling souks of Marrakesh. Remember, the joy of cooking isn't just about the end product, but also the journey. The process of creating something delicious and beautiful from simple ingredients is a reward in itself. So take a moment to appreciate your handiwork before you dive in. And there you have it, your homemade traditional Moroccan almond mhencha. Enjoy.